In this video, I'd like to talk about the math question of the day for Monday, June 12th, 2023. And with this problem here, we have a sofa that sells for $1,129. If the sales tax rate is 7.4%, what is the total price? And since this problem deals with percents and finding the total price of an item after sales tax, this is typically taught in grade school. You might see this in maybe 5th, 6th, or 7th grade, depending on where you go to school. So at this point, go ahead and pause the video, see if you can work through this on your own. And when you're ready, unpause the video and we can go through this together. Now, assuming that you have attempted the problem, let's start working through this. And with sales tax, essentially we know that we have to pay the initial price for our sofa, but then we also have to pay a tax on that. So we can say that the total price is our initial amount, which is that $11.29, and then we will add the tax to that. So we know our initial amount, that is $1,129, but we need to figure out the tax. And if the tax rate is 7.4%, we can multiply our amount by that tax rate to figure out the total tax. And to carry out that multiplication, we'll need to convert this 7.4% to a decimal. So remember that the word percent can be split up into two separate parts, where per essentially just means divide by, and cent is the word for 100. You can think 100 cents or century. And for per, you can think miles per hour or kilometers per hour, where to find miles per hour, you take the total amount of miles that you have driven, for instance, and you divide by the amount of hours it takes to do that to get miles per hour. But when you see per, think division. So percent literally just means divide by 100. So if you see, let's say, 90%, that just means 90 divided by 100, or 0.9 as a decimal. So we can write this 7.4% as 7.4 divided by 100. And if we want to simplify this fraction to make it a little bit easier to conceptualize, we can get rid of this decimal by just multiplying top and bottom by 10, so that in the numerator we get 74 and in the denominator we get 1,000. So we have 74 thousandths, and if we write out our number to the thousandths place, we have 74 of them. This is our tenths, hundredths, thousandths right here, and we have 74 of those. So we can plug in 74, where the 4 is in the thousandths, 7 is in the hundredths place, and then we fill in our zeros. So 7.4% is just 0.074. And you could also just move the decimal twice to the left, since that will always happen with percents. Notice it ended up in front of the 9 here. So we have this 0.074, and to find the total tax, we will multiply our 1129 by 0.074. And let me make some space so that we can work on that. So we take 1,129 and we multiply by 0.074. And we could, of course, do this on a calculator, but let's practice actually multiplying out decimals. And remember that we multiply normally, and then at the end, we count up how many decimal places we have in total for each of our factors here. And then we move our answer, the decimal place for our answer, that many places to the left. So for this factor, we don't have any, but in this one, we have 3. So our answer, we will move the decimal 3 places. So let's first ignore it. We do 4 times 9, that's 36. We carry the 3. 2 times 4 is 8, plus 3 is 11. We carry the 1. 4 times 1 is 4, plus 1 is 5. 4 times 1, we know, is 4. Then we move to the next place over, so we put a 0. We do 7 times 9, which is 63. Let me cross those out. We carry the 6 up there. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 6 is 20. We carry the 20 up. 7 times 1 is 7, plus 2 is 9, and 7 times 1 is 7. Now we add. We have a 6, a 4, a 5. This is 13, so we carry the 1, and we get 83.546, because like I mentioned, we had 3 decimal places in our factors here, so we move the decimal 3 places over. So this right here, this is our tax, and we need to add that to our total amount. So let's put that in. We have plus $83, and let's round this to 55 cents. We'll round to the nearest cents, so we have to round up. And let's finish by adding these numbers. For adding decimals, remember we just line up the decimal places. We can put a decimal after our ones place here. And we have 83.55, so we can add in a couple zeros there as placeholders. And we just add straight down. We would have 55 cents for our decimals. 9 plus 3, that's 12. We carry the 1. This would be 11. Carry the 1. We get a 2 and a 1. So our final answer, the total amount after tax that we would pay for our sofa is $1,212.55. Though keep in mind we did slightly round this since we don't do cents to the thousandths place. But this would be our final answer right here.